What do you do when you know you're on a path going downhill and you cannot stop it on your own? Or maybe that's not entirely correct, because in the example I'm going to talk about, this person actually reached out to other people and said in a chat, I'm doing something that's not healthy for me, and I know I need to change it, but I can't, not on my own. So I reached out to this person, and after my group coaching calls, I said, hey, I'm here. Well, sort of in that manner. And we started to talk. Well, I didn't know this person, which meant that I had to collect some data, ask some questions. And of course, not knowing what this person was like, I do not know how he was going to respond. Actually, as a matter of fact, when I started out, I didn't even know if it was a man or a woman. I didn't know any age, so I didn't even know a country. So it was quite, I only knew that the person was able to speak English, and that there was a problem which was related to addiction. Well, my mission is to give people a voice, and I do so in order to avoid them harming themselves or hurting someone else in the long run. And addiction is a perfect example of harming yourself. And of course, there are those out there who make it appear as if they don't care. But if you do have good talk, they really know it's not good. But addiction is like a habit. And it's a habit you cannot get away from, at least not straight away. And that's why we need support systems. And I guess that what this person did, reaching out to the community, was a very smart thing. Because in a community, there's always one person who's willing to listen. If you're in the right community, that is. And usually there are multiple people out there who are willing to help you out. So it was interesting to find out where this person was living and what was happening. And, I've noticed it before, and I've also talked to other people about it. For instance, on the show from Send the Man. When people are left on their own, it can go two ways. They either love it and they keep on loving it, or at some point they totally hate it. And why? Well, maybe not in those strong words, but it comes down to not being good. And, well, they need something as entertainment. And a lot of people during Corona, when they were not allowed to go out, actually got depressed, whether it was because they were stuck at home with a person who would either physically or mentally abuse them, or because they couldn't get rid of their energy, not being able to go to the gym or not being able to talk to other people. And when you are in an environment which is, let's say, an environment where you would be when you go on a retreat. So it's desolate, so there are not too many impulses. But on the downside, there's no distraction either. So for the purpose of being on your own and, calming down, it's good. But when calming down starts to become boredom, and you want to reach out to people, but there's no one to reach out to, well, then we are talking about something completely different. And when something is bugging you and you don't have any way to vent to someone or get it out of your system, that's when things might go downhill, and sometimes really quickly. So either you have learned certain coping mechanisms and you can apply them, or you have learned those same coping mechanisms but you don't care anymore and you don't apply them anymore. Suddenly you've forgotten about them, and when you do remember them, it's like, never mind, not going to do it. Or you just simply don't know them, and yeah, you don't come up with any of them, nothing works, and yeah, you're going to find another way to basically get rid of the thoughts, get rid of the boredom. And that's basically when people start to do things which are not that healthy for them. Well, talking about it, I got a bit of an impression what happened. Not a lot of people to talk to. Maybe one out there. Then the question would still be, but is that person interested in the things which are important for you? And is that in one area or in all areas? You know, my initial response was, you only need one friend, a really good friend, to talk to. Having said so, when something happens to that friend, or that friend is not available, what do you do? So it's nice if you have multiple friends to be able to talk to. And of course, besides friends, there's also family. So how about that? Co-workers, you know, the whole lot. But what if you are working on your own? What if you are the owner of a company and you cannot talk to your employees? Because especially when you are in charge, how do people look at you when you show your more vulnerable side? It could go into directions. People could applaud you for it and be your best friend, still being your employee, or they could lose all respect for you, but then again, they're still your employee. So as a boss, you're supposed to deal with it. But like I said, it could also be that you're what we call a solopreneur. So you're on your own. And, you know, one of the things I ran into when I started working for myself as a solopreneur was I didn't have anyone to brainstorm with. And especially in the area of my expertise. Fortunately, as a therapist or a coach, especially when you're part of a certain organization, you are obligated to keep your knowledge at the most, to be aware of the most recent, I'm getting tired. Oh, this is bad. The most recent developments. Yeah, that's what I needed. When I'm tired, I get a little foggy. And also when I'm not tired, I also get a little foggy, especially when I instantly have to come up with a certain word. So just telling you so you know what just happened. Okay, so when you partner up with a certain organization and you have what we call colleagues, so competition, yet colleagues, because you're in the same field of expertise, and you keep up with your knowledge, that's basically a good thing. And especially when you discuss certain topics and how to handle this, that will really help you out. And that's why I love communities or group coaching calls or masterminds, because then you get to brainstorm with other people. But what if you don't have this, or you don't join them because they may cost money? What do you do? Well, in this case, I was fortunate enough to talk to this person, and what I really liked about it was that in the end, I gave, I gave really basic assignment. And it was like, okay, so you're doing stuff that's not good for you. How about if you were to replace the next drink with something a little bit healthier? We concluded that would be water. Okay, awesome. And the money you've saved, because usually the healthy beverage, I'm not necessarily talking about food, but when it comes to beverages, are cheaper than the alcoholic versions. The money that you save, put it in a jar. And then I said, well, how about if you pimp the jar, Because you can look at a jar, but if it's not inspiring you, then why would you put money in the jar? So sometimes we need a little bit more, a better incentive. So he wrote down stuff, and later on he posted some pictures, and it was pretty cool to watch, because honestly it just brightened my day, it brightened my mood just by watching it. So I had pictures in my mind what he could do, and so I gave him those suggestions. But to see it actually, how it turned out, that was kind of amazing. So all in all, I had a pretty good day. It was nice to be acknowledged for what I did. It was also nice to experience that this person actually was very intuitive and could tell me a few things about myself. But I guess the most rewarding thing was to see that this person actually had taken that very first step. Because, people can say, I'm going to try. But, try is one thing, do is another one. And how minor that step may be, taking that first step, as in making the choice for change, that changes just about anything. And basically, if you wonder, why did you come across so tired? Well, it was because I wanted to record 2 videos, one related to my course, and then this one, and the one related to my course. I didn't want to postpone that, because that would really be a problem when it came to the timeline. Of course, we can always postpone things, but it wouldn't work out really well. So I decided to record it, and when I was recording it, also record this one, because even though I'm tired, I am excited about what happened. And actually, it gave me also a lot of inspiration to talk about this video. And moreover, it also confirmed that what I'm doing makes sense. and that there are people out there who need this message. Because actually I could tell this person, go watch my other videos on Lady Lexi's Life on the Road. And why were those videos there? Because I talked to other clients and see what they had witnessed and experienced and talked about. So, yeah, all in all, good day. And that's basically what I wanted to share. Well, in this case, if you need something, don't be afraid to speak out, to reach out, find support. And if you want, you can always reach out to me. I've got a mini course, and if you click the link somewhere in the description of this video, it will get you there. And if you really need it, you can always reach out to me and get a free coaching call. Well, that's it for now. I'll talk to you later.